Welcome to SIGA Centre today. We expose the IMF, not the PR version, but the raw, strategic engine behind global financial control. These are facts that are never taught in class, but shape the future of the global South every day. Stay tuned because today we're going to reveal dark secrets that no one tells you about while studying international relations or geopolitics. By the end of this video, you'll know what's really driving the decisions made by world leaders in different countries. Let's start. Number 1. The IMF is a tool of U.S. foreign policy. The IMF claims to serve all 190-plus member countries. But here is the truth. The United States alone holds veto power over major IMF decisions, with its approximately 16.5% voting share. Decisions require an 85% supermajority. Translation: no primary IMF loan policy or reform passes without U.S. approval. It is less about economics, more about geopolitical alignment. Number 2. IMF loans often worsen crises. IMF loans come with strict conditions, known as structural adjustment programs. They demand austerity, privatization, currency, devaluation, deregulation result. Public services collapse, unemployment spikes, and local industries die. Ask Argentina, Greece, or Zambia. IMF medicine often makes the patient worse. Number 3. IMF help is a debt trap. IMF funding is not aid, it is debt with interest. Many developing countries borrow from the IMF to repay older IMF loans. It is a cycle of dependency, not recovery. More than 60 countries have returned for multiple bailouts. That is not financial rescue. That is strategic entrapment. Number 4. IMF data fuels intelligence and influence countries hand over sensitive financial and economic data to the IMF, leaving it to be confidential. However, that data often finds its way into Western intelligence assessments, market positioning, and policy modeling. Information is power, and the IMF collects it globally. Number 5. The Global South has no real power despite being the most frequent borrowers. Countries in Africa, Latin America, and South Asia have minimal voting power at the IMF. The U.S. has approximately 16.5% all of sub-Saharan Africa combined. Less than 5% those most affected by IMF policies have little to no say in how they are formulated. Number 6. The IMF recirculates Western capital. Most IMF funds do not go directly to people but rather to stabilize currencies and repay Western creditors. Moreover, when the IMF lends funds for infrastructure, who gets the contracts? Western multinationals. The IMF model ensures Western capital flows back home with interest. Number 7. IMF reforms are cosmetic. You will hear talk of inclusive reforms, debt justice, and greater transparency. Nevertheless, behind the scenes, the same structure remains: U.S. dominance, Western bias, conditionality-based leverage every few years. The IMF rebrands, but it never undergoes a restructuring. It is diplomacy dressed as economics. Number 8. The IMF shapes regime survival. In many cases, IMF funds have helped prop up unstable regimes, particularly those that are friendly to Western strategic interests. When autocratic allies face collapse, IMF liquidity buys them time. However, when governments go against Western agendas, loans stall, terms get harsher, pressure builds. It is a form of soft coercion achieved through complex economic mechanisms. Conclusion: the IMF presents itself as a stabilizer of the global economy. However, beneath the surface, it is a strategic actor, shaping nations, rewarding allies, and disciplining dissent. For students of international strategy, the IMF is not neutral. It is a geopolitical tool.